Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Zach Husted. You're back at Leaders Lead. We have Ken Vennera here today with us. We're back for the second question out of five for the Leaders Lead micro series. Hey Ken, thanks for being here with us today. If you could just take a brief second and walk us through your background and a little bit about what you do at Warrior Rising and what you're so passionate about it for, and then we'll dive into the second question out of five.
Absolutely. Thanks, Zach. I really appreciate being here. So, as Zach mentioned, I am Chief of Staff of Warrior Rising. I've been with the organization for a little over 5 years. Warrior Rising is a 501c3 nonprofit that was founded by Jason Van Camp, who is a retired Green Beret officer. He founded it back in 2015 because a lot of his teammates who were getting out of the military were looking for another way to find purpose again. A lot of military people really want to serve and want to be feeling like they're useful, et cetera. And so, Jason had started his own business and thought it was a really good idea to introduce the veterans to the idea of business ownership for themselves as a way to prosper and direct their attention. So we do that by giving the veterans tools that are necessary to be able to try and be successful, whether it's through a startup business, through a franchise, through acquiring existing business, or just overcoming an obstacle that they may have. We provide mentorship, we provide instruction. We also have veteran business showers at the end, where at the end of our process, I should say, where there's the possibility of doing a pitch competition and receiving a grant towards the furthering of their business.
That's fantastic. I myself am currently in the Warrior Rising program. I shared a little bit about it in the first episode. I'm hoping to hopefully get through it soon so I can get this opportunity to go through the pitch and the shower. For all the warriors out there that are watching this and listening, I got a mean business pitch. It's coming. So be prepared. Um, I got a good coach, Ken. He's right here. He's helping me with this, so I'm looking forward to the competition. So, Ken, question number two out of question number five in the micro series. Can you talk to us a little bit about um, as you've gone through your career, how do you encourage continuous leadership? Right. So there's like because leadership isn't just an event that you just show up and say, "Hi, I'm a leader." How do you foster and encourage continuous leadership and improvement through the teams at Warrior Rising?
Great question, Zach. As human beings, we sometimes get stuck in a certain pattern, right? We may have learned a certain way of doing something, et cetera. And then, there's the propensity to keep doing things that way, right? And
Yeah.
that doesn't really encourage growth, right? Growth really depends on a process of sort of continually learning. And so, with respect to leadership itself, because leadership is so dependent on understanding people and because people change so much, I mean, your life circumstances change, right? Some
Yeah.
people are single and they get married. Some people are married and then have kids. Some people have kids and then their kids go off to college. People encounter, difficulties and obstacles, life circumstances, aged parents, job changes, shifts in responsibilities, things like that. So there's a continual process of adapting to what those circumstances are while you're still trying to achieve an objective, right? So, any action that we take, any project we undertake, whether it's at work or outside of work or in our own business, there's an objective we're trying to achieve. We're always driving towards that objective, but the key really is being adaptable, being flexible, trying to understand, what is driving somebody and trying to help them through those obstacles so that you can achieve, those objectives. So there's a continual process. It's not necessarily learning facts as a leader, but it's learning people. It's learning the people on your team. It's learning about what the circumstances that are affecting them. It's trying to help remove those obstacles so you can move forward.
Yeah.
and empowering. It's part of leadership is empowering others. So understanding what will do that, what will help empower them, is a key part. And these aren't things that just somebody hands you on the first day. These aren't things
Right.
that no matter what your skill level is, that you just walk into a situation and it just happens, right? It's development. It's constantly opening up yourself to the possibility that sometimes you need to um, put ego aside and just let somebody talk to you. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if that's what it's going to take to move the ball forward, to make somebody feel empowered, etc. And that's just a continual process, man, that goes on every single day of our lives, because our lives are dynamic and they change, every day.
Yeah, and Ken, that is spot on. The dynamic evolution, the change, and checking the ego at the door. I remember my first conversation with you. You're like, I don't know, man. You got to check your ego at the door. And I remember, being willing to learn, being humble, and being able to put the ego aside was some of the first wisdom that you gave me in one of the first conversations that we had. And I absolutely love that talk track that you just gave us, and that information. I think it's absolutely spot on.
I
Ken,
appreciate
I
that,
think
Zach.
you're absolutely right. You can't just give it to someone, right? You have to go through the experiences. You have to have those opportunities and those moments of, hey, what do I do in this situation? And be vulnerable, right? To share with somebody and solicit help, and then actively listen and engage and talk through it.
Great points.
So I'm humbled to be able to do that with you. I'm super thankful for it. For those of you who are still listening in, we got Ken Vennera here. Ken, how can we continue to support this great organization? As you know, I'm super passionate about it. What can the people do and watching today, and the ones that are clicking in and listening? What can we do to continue to support and lift up Warrior Rising?
Jason has a great quote. It's at the end of his book, Deliberate Discomfort, which you can probably see up above me. He's got a great quote at the end. It's at the beginning of the book as well as the end of the book, and that is do something about it. Right. A lot of people have good intentions. A lot of people feel sympathetic towards a cause. Um, the real key, though, are those people that step up and actually do something. So, the best thing we can ask of people is, if you want to help us, do something about it. Time, talent, treasure are all key. We need money to survive. We need introductions to other supporters and things like that. So spreading the word, and here's the other part about that, Zach, that I think people overlook a lot. Um, Not everyone believes from their own perspective that they're in a position to help something, right? Hey, I
Right.
can't give X amount of dollars. I can't do this. I can't do that, and so forth. But what they overlook is that each of us, they say, has about 150 people that we have direct connections to in our network. We go to church groups, we go to business groups like Rotary,
Yeah.
things like that. We go to just friends parties and so forth. Constantly having Warrior Rising on your mind and what we do to help veterans prosper in business and help them rediscover their purpose, and spreading that message to other people. That's worth a lot of money. That's worth a lot of everything else. But giving up of your time, giving up treasure, they're all key things. None of which we could really survive without. So at the end, I would just say, as Jason mentions, just do something about it. If you were interested in helping us, do something about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, Ken, thanks again for sharing that. For those of you who are watching, it's warriorrising.com. Please go check it out. They're
Dot
on
org.
LinkedIn,
Sorry, Zach.
Facebook.
Yep, warriorrising.org.
.org. Sorry, I'm so
It's
used
okay.
to the .coms.
All good.
Warriorrising.org, and they're on Facebook. They're on LinkedIn. They're on all the major social media platforms. It'll be in the LinkedIn comments just below this. Check it out. It's awesome. They got a great mission, great purpose. Check out question three tomorrow. I'll be right here, and we're excited to hear what Ken has to say about some leadership wisdom with question number three. Thanks for checking in today. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to y'all later.